Oh man, I really want to be part of the superhero group. I mean, I've tried out a bunch of times for a few different ones and just never get the call back. But I know this time's going to be my time. It's going to be my
Okay,
time.
okay. You need to just calm
I
down.
can't help it. I'm just so excited.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you wanna calm down, just chill out for a minute. What you should do is listen to the Pod Bros Network.
The Pod Bros Network.
Yeah, they've got tons of different podcasts. They've got stuff about video games, stuff about movies. They've even got Pencil and Ink Reviews, which is one about comic books, which is about superheroes, which is what you are.
Oh, there's a podcast I can be on, huh?
Sure. I mean, you'd have to chill out a bit, but okay.
Sweet. I'm going to download those right now.
All right. Sounds good.
So, what's your superpower, by the way?
Oh, me, I say sentences that are slightly homoerotic. I like penis.
Maybe we should just listen to the Pod Bros Network.
I like penis. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard,
And I'm Sean.
and I can see you.
I can see you.
We're speaking the language of bromance in person,
Yes, this is our second time ever doing this.
live in living color.
We can see each other and stare into each other's eyes.
I know this is kind of weird. Now I'm like, holy God, somebody's staring at me while I'm doing this. Usually I'm like in a room and I'm by myself and it's quiet and like it's quiet, but like usually like there's nobody in there and I'm by myself and I sit here and I'm all animated and now I'm all self-conscious.
I know, that's what I was thinking when we first did it. So I was like, man, we're going to be like looking at each other. It feels weird. It kind of feels like, dating an ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Well, the last time we did this, we did the commentary for Big Trouble in Little China, and I remember like with the movie going on, we were kind of sitting like side by side, so we didn't really like look at each other because you had never seen the movie before, so you just we're both like watching the movie, which they made for not very that much great. My English is much gooder.
Better commentary.
I mean, yeah, the commentary wasn't fantastic because both of us are just like, oh, movie.
Funny stuff happening.
Oh, look at that. Wonder if we should talk about it.
No, wait, this part. Watch this part.
Oh,
Quiet,
look at this. Look, right here. Should I mention the minute mark? No. Okay. But now we're actually like facing each other. And for me, it kind of adds a weird dimension. So.
Hi.
Hey.
But, why don't we just kick this off with a funny story like we always do. So, just looking around, and I found this story. I like being, having like visions from higher powers. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like to have, your Lord and Savior, or the Lord and Savior's mother, tell you to do these fantastic things?
Giant spaghetti monster.
Yeah, giant spaghetti monster. So, this guy out in California, I guess, was told by the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary says, "Hey, crazy guy in California, you should rob a bank." He's like, "That's a great idea, Virgin Mary. What should I wear as a disguise?" It's like, "Well, why don't you wear a hat? Because that'll cover that up,
Perfect.
because you're kind of bald. And why don't you also just put on a pink backpack?"
What what genius, what Sherlock could see through this carefully constructed ruse.
It's kind of like the Superman disguise. It's like, oh, let me put on my
Yep.
glasses. Where'd Superman go?
There was a Saturday Night Live sketch. I think The Rock was hosting one week, and they had it was him as Clark, like as Superman, and so he's walking around and he's got the glasses on, and they're like, "Hey, Clark." He's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" Nothing. You got a little smudge right there in your glasses. You should take them off and wipe it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Are you sure? It looks like a big smudge. I said it's fine.
Don't they say something where he's like, it's like, oh, did I just miss Superman again? Man, that's Superman.
Comes, he goes. I've never seen a guy.
We never see you and Superman in the same room, Clark. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So, yeah, this guy, I guess, when the police shows up, he takes off his hat, so it takes them all of, 2 minutes to be like, oh.
And they're like, "Oh my God, it's you!"
So they get him arrested and whatever. So he pleads not guilty, obviously, by reasons of insanity. And while he's in there getting talked to by the judge and the lawyers, the Virgin Mary's telling people, the Virgin Mary told me to do this.
Like you do.
like you do. You listen to the Virgin Mary. But then I guess during this proceeding, the Virgin Mary also told him to do something else, which doesn't seem like something the Virgin Mary would do.
Uh-oh.
Virgin Mary basically told him to, go ahead and take a dookie right there in the courtroom. So he removes his pants and takes a dookie. That's gross in itself.
Right. I was gonna say, was he? I wonder if he was like in like just like walked out and like Your Honor, or if he was on the stand and like maybe he got scared.
Could have, or angry and he was going to throw it, but
Like they go to like put the hand on the Bible and he's like,
So instead of, just holding it or throwing it, he decides that, or I guess the Virgin Mary decides that he should eat this feces. So he eats this
Oh.
poo while on trial.
Oh.
The judge, for obvious reasons, says, well, why don't we take a recess and reevaluate what we're doing here?
Oh. See, I have like a poo phobia.
I knew you'd love this story.
Yeah, I did. I don't know what it is. I don't know, like, the thought of my hand touching something or just seeing something like that. No.
Yeah.
And, like, I had kids, you know?
Yeah, how did you deal with that? Or did you not?
Very, very carefully.
Okay.
Very carefully.
So, like, have you ever, like, walked into the bathroom after your wife's been in there and she kind of forgot to flush? Or is that very much a
No.
rule in the house? Is that
That's-
does not happen?
Yeah. It's funny because, like, we've been together for over almost 14, 15 years. And at this point in our relationship, we're still kind of like, there's still kind of like a barrier when it comes to the bathroom. I know couples that are like, oh yeah, like he's brushing his teeth and then I'll sit on the toilet. And I'm like, what?
So is number one okay to that, or is that like completely off
I'm
limits?
kind of I think that we've kind of reached that point
Okay.
where number one's okay, but no.
No.
And I think that goes just as much for her as me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for her, but I would wager.
Tiffany and I are probably a little too comfortable with each other. I won't go into too many details, but one of the best things is like if she's gone to the bathroom and she's forgot to flush, like I'll go in there, like it'll hit her right before I get in the door. She's like, "Oh shit, no, no, no!" And she runs past me and like tries to break the door and flush the toilet. And usually it's just stuff there. That's love.
Wow.
That's love. But so speaking of this story, so I went to eat with my parents while I was down here.
How? Wait, there's a segue.
Yeah, there's eating poo, and this involves
God.
a toilet with somebody not flushing.
Why do I find this? This whole thing is just growing slowly more. See, first now there's a person in here with me, and now we're talking about poo. This episode is growing slowly more uncomfortable as it goes on.
It's like, listen, Sean, you weren't listening. I'm uncomfortable looking at you in the face. Now we're talking about the second thing that makes me uncomfortable is poo.
Be like, now take your clothes off, and here's your mother. No.
So getting to eat with my parents, and like you have the gurgly stomachs. Like I gotta take care of some business. So I walk into the bathroom, and somebody had either forgot to flush or didn't flush. Now I was like, okay, so I flush it, make sure there's no like clogging going on.
Oh God.
It flushes fine, but then like I can't mentally do it because somebody whenever you go to a public bathroom, people have used it. But for some reason, me seeing it like made it like a realization that somebody had used it.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't take care of the business I needed to.
I'll tell you what like for a second that like I just go like it's like, okay, say you go to use the public bathroom, like you're at work and you need to use the bathroom, and you go and you sit on the toilet and it's warm.
Oh yeah.
Like you sit down, all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I can't. No, I can't. Oh, and like for a second you're like, I should get up, but you're all right. I'm already here.
You're already committed.
I am already in it. I might as well just do it as quickly as possible. Oh, see, this whole thing's going badly. So far, this is summing up to be a terrible experience.
We're never doing this live again.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, it's where I work. There isn't as many people, so it's it's pretty easy to get in and out. But I don't know if I've ever had the full experience of like sitting on a warm toilet. So I don't know if I can really sympathize
It's not
with
fun.
you. Yeah,
Like, because There was a picture I saw once. It's like you see this, you sit on the toilet seat and it's warm, and you see like a picture of a guy sitting on the toilet seat. And then the picture underneath it says, what you're imagining is this. And you see somebody sitting on a toilet, and then you see somebody else sitting on a toilet, and they're like melded together, like at the ass.
Yeah.
Like basically, it's like you're sitting on someone's ass.
Well, it's kind of like, whenever you're with like a lady, you kind of think it's like, oh, well, she's been with other people or whatever, but you're like, it's not really real. But it'd be like, seeing that on video or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for
So stoned bunny rabbits.
Oh, there we Oh, okay. I'm good now. Okay. We're right in the plane. If anybody's still with us, we're coming, we're riding the plane. Everything's gonna be okay. We hit some turbulence, but we're sailing straight now.
I don't know if you've been listening to the news lately, but probably talking about plane crashes is probably not a good idea.
Oh.
So stoned rabbits.
I haven't, so ignorance is bliss. Okay.
So there's an article. I really only read the headline because, just the headline captured me. So the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency,
Right.
Warns of stoned rabbits if Utah passes the medical marijuana.
So the rabbits will be stoned. So is Utah like in abundance of rabbits? Is Utah like the New Zealand, like as New Zealand is to sheep? That's how Utah is to rabbits. Because they say there's like 3 sheep for every 1 person in New Zealand.
It doesn't say anything specific. Like I said, I didn't read this article because what podcast actually reads articles?
No, you skim it. What's that funny headline? I'm down.
It's not even about stoned rabbits. That's a
Oh
gang.
crap!
It's a Utah gang called the Stoned Rabbits. But yeah, I guess there's just this big fear that I guess the fear is just kind of skimming through this is that these rabbits are going to eat this marijuana, which I would think anywhere in the United States or Mexico or anywhere there's already abundance of marijuana growing, that this would already be an issue.
Right.
But apparently, for some reason in Utah, it's going to be a huge issue.
So it's like the Midwest with deer. Like, I wonder if deer eat, because they eat plants.
Maybe. That's probably why they get hit on the road.
They break it, right? And that's why, because that's why they always because if you ever see them, they'll stand on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And they'll wait until you're about 5 feet in front of them. And then they'll be like, I should go now.
Impaired vision. Oh,
Bad
man.
judgment
Yep.
calls.
So drugs are bad.
Reefer madness with deer.
Reefer madness with deer. Oh, man. Yeah. So I don't, and would a stoned rabbit really be that bad? I mean, a methed up rabbit, I could get behind that being bad.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, could you imagine a horde of methed up rabbits coming at you trying to attack you? It would not be good.
No, they'd be like the rabbit in Monty Python.
Yeah.
They just fly around, start chomping people's heads off.
You have to have the holy grenade.
It's just a big bunch of meth that they OD on.
But and I mean they are pretty hyper. Bunnies are really quick, and I would think marijuana would just they become like gerbils at that point, maybe.
Right? I mean they just get kind of mellow.
Yeah, and they just eat a lot.
Bunnies would not fuck like bunnies.
No, they wouldn't.
They'd be like, oh, I'm tired.
Let's just go eat some grass and call it a night.
Let's eat all the grass.
Look at that field. I want to fucking eat.
You know it'd be awesome if we put Cheese Whiz on this grass.
What cheese was? I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
It sounds so good.
What's that snake over there? Let's see if he wants some cheese whiz.
Put it in his mouth.
The snake's holding.
Blow into his face. Blow bong hits into his face.
Oh, so these stone rabbits are just sitting there
trying to get the snake eye. I think he's feeling it.
Oh, dude, he bit me.
The snake lays down. Oh. Its snake is so high right now. What are we supposed to be doing?
I felt like there was something we should be doing. What is it? I don't know. Let's fucking eat that grass, though.
Get the Cheese Whiz.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Stoned rabbits.
Rabbits.
I mean, I wonder how animals would act stoned. I mean, you always, I was never that person that was like let's blow bong hits into the dog's face and see what happens, or or whatever. I would just think that the animals would get really lethargic.
I would think so. I mean,
They just lay down
Yeah.
and
get really thirsty. And
yeah.
I guess apparently they say that wild animals do develop a taste for bud. I guess it is a good idea to keep it away from your pets.
Really?
I mean, they have things where they show like these drunk squirrels, I guess. So those squirrels that are on college, it's like, oh hey, if I go to the college kid, they'll give me food. And it's like, hey, won't you eat this gummy bear that I've soaked in vodka?
And female squirrels are wandering around. I'm so wasted. I'm so wasted.
Where's Kelly?
And then that's how campus rape of animals happens.
Interspecies erotica.
Hey, fucko.
Oh fuck! What's the chipmunk's name from Rescue Rangers? Gadget. It's like, come here, Gadget. So it's Halloween. All these squirrels are dressed up as
It's like
slutty gadgets.
or better, like it's at like a furry convention. So then you have like drunk squirrels trying to mate with humans dressed up as squirrels. Because they think that, like, oh my God, it's a giant squirrel. I bet it's got a giant squirrel cock. Come back to my tree hole, and then you can have my tree hole, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about my pooter.
And that's exactly what this article warns about. Oh man.
Don't have sex with animals, kids, unless it's with the animal's permission.
I did watch. That's funny you talked about interspecies erotica. I watched Clerks 2 again last night.
Oh,
That's such a good movie.
it is a good movie. And who doesn't love a donkey show? Rosario Dawson, the only reason she did that movie, or the main reason she did that movie, is because she wanted to be around for the scene that has the donkey show. I think they actually wrote her. She wasn't originally in the script to be in that scene,
Oh, really?
but
Oh,
they
okay.
put her in because that's what she wanted.
That's cool.
She's like, this movie's got a fucking donkey show in it.
Who's Kinky Kelly?
I'm Kinky Kelly.
Who's the sexy? No, I'm the sexy stud.
Yeah.
But this donkey's a dude. Kelly can be a guy's name too.
Hey, fucko. Interspecies erotica.
You can't be put in prison for watching interspecies erotica.
I don't like. I mean, as with all the glory and wonder that the internet has to offer, I don't know. I've never watched like a donkey show. Because I mean, you got them online.
Yeah.
They're somewhere. No idea where. I really don't. Promise.
There's this thing called the deep web that
but yeah, like I've never had the desire to watch a donkey show, or let alone go to one. Like they say you're supposed to go to like what, Tijuana?
Tijuana.
Good
Yeah.
old TJ.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like you probably like in a drunken state might be like, yeah. But then afterwards, I think you just feel really, really dirty and, kind of feel sorry for the horse.
Right? Like,
and the girl.
why did I do this? Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you regret like 10 seconds after you start. But then you're like, I can't get up.
I'm repulsed and disgusted, but I can't look away.
I guess I gotta finish it out. Tom, why's your dick out?
You gotta be one sick fucker.
I'm just going with the mood.
He's gonna jerk off. I'm gonna jerk off too.
See, that's how you pay homage to a movie. You just quote lines.
Yeah, it's just an hour and a half of us playing out the movie, kind of accurately.
It's like a commentary. We just recite everything out loud.
But yeah, stoned rabbits.
I like stone rabbits. So they're afraid that the rabbits are gonna eat and then become like addicted to it. Well, they say marijuana is not addictive in general, but you're saying that
develop a taste. So, I mean, it's just like anything. Like I think they're like, oh, this tastes good, and I feel good afterwards. So hey, I'm gonna go to this food that I can eat and be happy and full. So, uh,
Like why humans like go back to alcohol?
yeah,
Because I maybe this like alcohol doesn't taste fantastic. I mean, it's tolerable to me, but it's not.
it's not something you're gonna be like,
It's not
oh
like
man,
Kool
yeah.
Aid. I love Kool Aid.
You know what makes Kool Aid better? You put alcohol in it.
Right?
It's
That's the
just.
way I like to drink it.
What's your favorite kind of
Because
Kool Aid?
I'm gangster like that.
What's your favorite kind of Kool Aid?
Tropical punch.
Tropical punch. So I recently went to the Comic Con. I guess I heard about some kind of clear Kool Aid. Have you ever heard of this?
I think so. Like it tastes like it tastes like it's clear, but it tastes like a different flavor.
Yeah, I've heard. I assumed that like they were making a joke and be like, oh yeah, I love clear Kool Aid, and I was like, I raised my hand like, you mean water? Like no, dumbass, actual clear Kool
And then
Aid.
you're like, what?
It's just sugar water. That's all it is.
Well, I mean, that's all Kool-Aid is.
Well, at least it has flavor. Like tropical punch doesn't have a fruity flavor, but
So the clear Kool-Aid tastes like nothing.
I
It
don't
just
know.
tastes like sugar and water.
That'd be my guess is that they just sell sugar packets, and because that would make the water
Well,
clear
then
and
what do
sweet.
you need the Kool-Aid for? Why don't you just put sugar and water?
Well, because you can charge another $2.
Oh, I like capitalism.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Capitalism's fun. I guess maybe I should describe the room we're in. We are actually in the room that I introduced Sean to gaming in. Now that I'm
Yep.
thinking about it,
The table's grown a bit.
it has.
So it's the same room.
It is. This is the room where you popped your RPG pen and paper cherry.
No, it's not. I popped that at your house.
We'll just let that sink in a moment.
Somebody just tuning in right there. It's like, popped this cherry at Rich's house? I knew it. No, the first time we ever played, you had a group of people over at your house.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, memories.
That has been at least
Oh,
10 years ago.
yeah. Wow. It'll make you feel old.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where, like, I feel like mentally I'm the same age. Well, I mean, some people would argue I'm the same. I'm mentally the same age when I was 12, but maybe it's just me, but I feel like my brain kind of like stopped at a certain point. Like I want to say like maybe in my mid 20s. And now in my head I feel the same. All right, I feel like I'm the same age as I was in my mid 20s, like 25. Like in my head I feel like I'm 25 even though I'm really not.
Yeah. I know Tiffany and I were talking about this just a little bit ago, actually. Because she said there's a lady that works with her that's like in her 70s. Because Tiffany was like, man, I do not feel like I'm almost 30. Like I don't feel like a grown up, basically.
Yeah.
And this lady's like, oh, honey, I still don't feel like a grown up.
Yeah. I don't know whether I should feel happy or sad because of that, because I don't.
I think it's one of those things as you're growing up, like as a kid, you're like, oh, I can't wait to be 16 because then I can drive. But then it's like, oh, okay, I'm driving now, I'm working. It's like, oh, I can't wait to be 18. I'll be,
Yeah, there's like milestones. It's like, it's like you plan and you want to get to 16 and you finally get the car and then you're like, now I want to be 17 so I can go to R-rated movies and that's about it.
because they check for that.
Yeah, totally. What was the first R-rated movie you ever saw? I'll tell you, okay, did you ever go to R-rated movies like underage? Like
Yeah, I never looked at the ratings, so I'd always just go to whatever movie I wanted to go see. So
I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever got turned away. Well, no. I did once and I had to go find somebody in the line for the movie to say they were my adult. And it was South Park.
oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I know, like, big movie, like South Park was one. I was like, well, there's gonna be a lot of kids underage that want to go to this. So that's why
Yeah.
I check for the IDs. But like, I can't think of any ones off the top of my head. But oh no, Dawn of the Dead. I went and saw
Oh,
that when I was underage because
okay.
nobody cared that you're underage.
I did go see Bram Stoker's Dracula with my mother,
Oh,
which
nice.
was really, really odd because I don't know if you remember that movie, but uh, in the Winona Ryder's in it. This is the '93 Bram Stoker's Dracula. Gary Oldman was in it. Winona Ryder was in it. But there was a lot of boobs. I think at one point she was sleeping with one girl was sleeping with a werewolf.
Okay.
Like there was like a woman on werewolf scene. Luckily, I was with a friend and we sat away. So I'm like, oh, thank God my mom's not right here next to me because I don't know how I would react to that.
Like those type of scenarios, though, I wish I could go back in time and like just try to embarrass the shit out of my mom.
Right?
Because like if that's happening, like you just like you're 2 rows ahead, you just look back, it's like, Mom, Mom, is that what sex is really like? Did you turn into a werewolf? Is that why Dad growls? She gets up and leaves.
I I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I would say. I would probably that sounds like something I could see myself doing.
But like you're looking at it as like your 12-year-old self, so it's like, oh God, boobs. You know, Mom, what's Mom thinking? Because I mean, like my mom was real good about calling me out on stuff like that. Like she's like, oh, don't look at the TV. There's boobs. It's like, of course, Mom. I don't want to see boobs. You know, even though I do.
And then you do that like your
Yeah.
eye through your fingers.
Like Titanic, we went and saw Titanic in theaters.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and like everybody like in my class saw like 12 or 13. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you see boobs. And so we go in and like I'm waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it. Like, oh, boobs. And as we're leaving, Mom's
Sean,
like,
why are you getting rapidly excited as this is going on? No, he isn't.
and as we're leaving, Mom's like, you know, if I knew that there was, you know, that scene in there, I wouldn't have taken you to these movies. I'm like, oh man, me too. I wish I would have known. I would have let you know ahead of time. When are we getting the VHS?
See, now you just dated yourself right
Yeah.
there. You said VHS.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's,
yeah, I don't know how much of our audience would actually know what that is.
oh, I don't know.
Whatever, you're all smart people.
VHS stands for video home cassettes,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
No, doesn't. S C. But yeah, because that was crazy. Because that actually came in 2 pieces because it was such a long movie. That
Yeah.
they didn't have one tape; they had two.
I always there were always movies that kind of like, oh God, that looks super boring just because I had 2 tapes. Like I remember when I was a kid, we had The Godfather, and that was on 2 tapes, and I didn't want to watch it because it was on 2 tapes. I'm like, oh, I bet it's like super long and
Yeah.
super boring. But now, like, oh, like a movie that has a screen time under 2 hours, people are like,
Yeah,
like now people like. It seems like having a screen time over 2 hours is like the norm.
for the most part, I think like isn't like the main spot they try to get is like an hour 45. Because if they can do that, they get an extra show in a night.
I want to say so. I mean, that sounds right. I mean, it used to be like I remember movies in my head. Movies were always 1 hour and 30 minutes, usually 90 minutes. You could get, in the 80s, 90s, and stuff like that. Most movies I can think of were around 90 minutes. Anything that was over 2 hours. I remember the first movie that I actually watched that was super long was Braveheart. I actually saw that movie like 4 times in the theater.
I've never seen it.
Really? Not
Mm-mm.
once.
Not once. I think I might have caught like the middle. To
That's
end,
one of those
but
movies. Like if I see it on TV, like if I'm flipping through channels and see it, I'm like, oh, and then I
There's-
stop. And
There's some movies like that, like everybody quotes or pieces of that, like feel weird to go back and watch because you kind of know everything except you haven't seen the movie.
right.
Like Star Wars was that for me because I mean I hadn't really watched all of Star Wars up until probably like 2006 because I always catch bits and pieces of it and everybody quoted the whole movie to me, so
Yeah.
I kind of knew the movie. I just never sat down and watched it from start to finish.
Huh.
So it's one of those like it comes on, it's like, well, I don't really want to watch this because I pretty much know what's gonna happen.
I'm like that with well, no, I've seen it. I've seen it more times than I can count. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Speaking of rabbits, I watched that movie so much and I could quote it line from line. And at this point now, I like have no desire to watch it ever again because
you're burnt out.
I am. I
Yeah.
burnt. I didn't. That's the only movie, honestly, I can think of that I've really like burned myself out on that I just can't go back to.
See, the movie that I would say that I'm burnt out on that I watched way too much would be Grease.
Yeah, Grease, huh?
Yeah. So my sister, there was because I mean, we didn't do a whole lot during the summer, so she would get in these weird kicks that she would just watch this one movie for months on end.
Okay.
And this one summer, it was just Grease. So she'd get up, get the TV, pop in Grease, and that's all she would watch all day, pretty much.
I just figured out your birthday present.
Grease on Blu-ray.
Yeah. with the accompanying soundtrack, of course.
Yes. Tell me about it, stud.
Oh God. Don't do that while you're looking at me. It got uncomfortable again.
Was it me looking at you or me winking?
Both.
Why'd
Why'd you tease your hair when you did it?
How'd you get that dress on?
Take it off. No, not take it off. Take it off. You know what I mean.
You've seen Grease, obviously, right?
I have.
So, like, I always get really confused at the end of that because, like, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but the main lead girl, she's this goody-goody two-shoe kind of girl.
Olivia Newton-John, I had to think.
Yeah. What's her name in the movie? Do you know?
No.
Okay. We'll call her Mary.
There we go.
So, like, she's this goody-goody two-shoe up until, like, the last 10 minutes when she's like, okay, I'm going to...
Yeah, then she's like has like the leather jacket and
Yeah.
like the cut off sleeves and stuff. Like she's trying to look like a female version of the Fonz.
Yeah. That sends a really bad message to, like, women. It's like, drop
Yeah.
all your morals and
Slut
everything
yourself
you wanna
up a little.
Yeah. You can get the guy
Yeah.
with the car that flies in the air.
You know what that is? That's life. You know, that's truth. That's what that is. That's art. That's art being truth.
Or
That's
imitating life.
truth. That's what that is. That's truth on screen.
'Cause
Hey
he-
girls,
Because he tried to change, but he's
you
like,
take
"Nope,
that
this is-
moral, you take that moral bar and just set it down a couple notches, and maybe you get what you want in life.
John Travolta's like, I'll try to be a jock. I'll try to be that, that good guy for you. He's like, nope, fuck it. If you want to be with me, gotta slut it up.
Slut it up a little.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. That's the 50s. That's what our grandparents grew up in.
That's true.
My grandma, that's what she had to
I
go
wonder
through.
if okay, but like in the 50s, it seemed like there was all this like sexual repression. So I don't know if that story would actually fit in that time frame.
Yeah, I know.
Like it was all sock hops and malt shakes, right? I don't know. I
That's
wasn't
what
there.
I think that's what they want you to believe, but
But it was all this. It was like it's like Mad Men, where it's like all this shit's going on behind closed doors.
yeah, exactly. People just didn't talk about it. I mean, there wasn't the internet to make people be like, oh, people are into the same thing that I'm in by myself. When I cry, when I think it's bad, but it's not. It's okay to look at the donkey show.
Yeah, how do you think they dealt with interspecies? Like I want to see a girl and a horse,
I wouldn't be at that PTA
and then
meeting.
they're like, it's 1950. You don't get to watch that.
It's like sex ed. They're like, okay, we're thinking about bringing sex ed into school, and some guy raises his hands like, are we gonna talk about donkeys and chicks? Fucking, 'cause that's what I'm into. Roger, get out.
But see, here's the thing that I think would be interesting is like all these kids like in the 50s, take the like fast forward 50 years,
Shit.
like these old ladies and old men that finally get the internet and they're like, look, here's the internet, and the first thing they're like, girl with horse.
Inner.
And they're like, I've been waiting for this since I was 12 years old.
I can die now. Oh, could you imagine like if you could go back in time, grab some people from the 50s, bring them into like this day and age so that they get the internet, and, like they can that's the first thing they start looking up.
Oh, that'd be
explode.
yeah.
It's like Quagmire. It's like there's porn on the internet.
Like they sit down and they're like, okay, so what do you want to look at? Like you have the whole world here at your fingertips. What do you want? Is there like, could you see naked stuff on this? Yeah, totally. You totally can. You can anything you want.
How long do you think it'd take for somebody to check that? Do you think?
Do you mean anything? I guess.
Oh.
Girl with horse.
This is a reality show. So what you do is you figure out how to get a time machine. You go back in time and bring like one person forward. You're like, you tell them.
Okay. I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay.
So you want to solve the problem of time travel to create a reality show?
We've talked about this capitalism. This will make money.
Sorry, I lost focus.
I don't know of a good name of it yet, but maybe you can help me with this. So you go back in time. Each episode, you grab a couple people.
Okay.
2 people each episode.
You just kidnap them off the street?
Yeah.
Okay.
You bring them in. You drive your DeLorean in. You flip it open. Throw them in. Go in time. Flux capacitor and all that jazz.
Right.
So you get to the future and you tell them like, okay, this is a box. I mean, because they've probably heard of computers. It's like this is a computer.
And they're like, why is it so small?
Yeah, it's like, well, it's the future, dumbass. Just listen. It's like, this is the internet. This is basically a window to anything you want to see. Anything your heart desires.
Right.
You type it in, it's there. Now we're gonna leave you in here for all day. Look at whatever you want, and then we'll come back and see what you think. Just there's nothing in here. Nobody's gonna see what you're looking at.
Right.
So you walk out, close the door, so they're typing away. I'm curious. One, how long it takes them to be like, boobies.
Few minutes go by and they do that. They do that look over both shoulders, and they're like, bare breasts, and they're like, oh, okay, let's kick this up a notch. Bare, naked people. All right. How far can we take this? And then, but would it always end with girl with horse? That's what I'm wondering.
But see, this is the kicker of the show. So you come back in and you ask them, like, so what'd you think? It's
Yeah.
oh, it's great. So nobody saw what I was looking at, right? It's like, oh, well, did you see this? File history.
What'd you do?
And that's when you send them back to the past.
Wait! And they're like banging on the door of the DeLorean. I don't want them to know. 50 years go by, and then like grandkids are sitting.
Oh shit! No,
that's what I'm saying. Like 50 years go by, and like the grandkids are sitting around the TV, and they're like, "Hey, look at this new reality show." And then Grandpa's like, "What reality show?" Oh shit!
But then you double up on that, so that at the end of the episode, what you do is you go to that person's house with the history,
Just kick in the door,
and hand it to them. Do with this what you will, sir. May God have mercy on your soul.
You must be the children.
If that's not $1 million idea,
I wonder if it always ends with girl with horse, because it's like what's that theory that if you put a bunch of monkeys in a room full of typewriters, that if you give them enough time, they will eventually come out with a Shakespearean play or a finished novel or something.
Mm.
So I wonder, like, if you leave an old person or a person in a room with the internet for long enough, if eventually it comes to girl with horse.
I'm curious if they would even think of that. Like, I mean, because where did I get like that idea from? It's either from Clerks 2 or the internet itself.
Yeah.
So like, maybe I'll just go and sit with my grandpa and kind of beat around the bush to be like, so grandpa, what do you think of horses? And just
What do you think of girls?
What about them together?
What if they were like peanut butter and chocolate? Like, what do you mean, son? Well,
have you seen this thing called the internet? Well, one time, that's a funny story.
happy birthday.
This one guy in a DeLorean kidnapped me 45 years ago. Knock at the door.
Wait a minute.
Oh, shit. Would you watch that show?
I would totally watch that show.
Yeah. Get it on HBO so you can get, a little bit more free reign.
Yeah.
What's all this lube and tissues doing here?
I think it would like you just open the door and it'd be like that bit in South Park where Randy finally gets to the internet after like not having it for like 3 weeks, and he's just like laid back in the chair and he's just like no pants. He's just like
I saw that picture went around a lot during the flapping or
the fapping.
The fapping, yeah.
Oh, it's a bad time to be a celebrity.
Yeah, it was. I haven't really heard much more about that since it happened months ago.
Since it fappened?
Since it happened, yeah. All those pictures are removed from the internet, never to be seen again.
Nothing's ever removed from the internet, Sean.
That's what they say.
It's a dark, twisted mistress. Okay, let's see. Trying to think. Kanye West is a D-bag. I feel like I should say that.
What do you do now?
Aside from his normal shenanigans, I did hear that he came out with a song about Kim Kardashian, and it's called "Awesome,"
Okay, that seems like a great love poem.
and it's about how awesome she is.
I'm sure
And
she
I
is
think the
awesome.
lyrics, I have to look the lyrics up, but I think the lyrics are like, "Baby, you're awesome. You're so awesome. You're just awesome."
That's the same song I sing to Tiffany every night.
Um, but then I think the second verse kicks into him saying that he's awesome.
Oh, wait, obviously, yeah. You gotta make sure he gets his.
And
Piece
the
in
thing's
there.
like auto tuned to shit, and it's like it sometimes it amazes me that that got released.
Well, I mean, how many people bought that single? That's the thing that you got to think about. Like, there's, I don't know why there's a mark. Honestly, I don't even know if I've heard a single one of his songs. I'm not the demographic for it. Um, but obviously, there's people buying it and making him loads of money.
Yeah. I don't know. It's it's a song where he's like, "Baby, I'm awesome," and then "Baby, you're awesome,"
And now our baby's awesome.
and now we're awesome, and you're awesome, and I'm like,
That's a rip off of a Lego movie. Everything is awesome.
it is, and
But
that one was actually melodic.
yeah,
Like I could actually, like sometimes that, like you sing it, like I guarantee you, for the rest of the day, the song's gonna be in my head.
yeah.
I'm gonna be sitting somewhere. Everything is awesome.
It's not gonna make you angry.
No.
It's gonna put you in a good mood.
No, it's not. But this does. Because it's this auto-tuned to shit song where he's talking about how awesome he is, and he's talking about how awesome his wife is, and all the lyrics are, "Baby, you're awesome. Baby, you're awesome."
Aren't they getting a divorce? Are they gonna have
I
an
have
awesome
no
divorce?
idea. Do my best not to care. Let's see. Okay.
That was Richard's angry Kanye West moment of the day.
It was. "You're so awesome. You're so out the park. You're so after dark. You're so freaking tight. I know you must be tired from running through my mind. Can I
Beautiful.
come inside? 'Cause baby, I'm awesome. Also, I'm also awesome. Also, I'm also awesome." This man has more money than I will ever see in my entire life.
I gotta wipe a tear out of my eye from that.
I want to punch you in the face.
That dude's probably made more money off that one song than we'll make ever in our lives combined.
Yeah. And that's what this is. I'm gonna cook. You'll be dessert. Like, are you kidding me?
You don't. Well, I guess you can cook dessert, but
That's
it's not really sustainable. It makes you fat. So
I don't know. I had a moment and I was like, you know what? Be angry about Kanye for a moment. So that's where I went.
well, if you want to get real angry, he named his kid North.
Who kept a straight face when they did that?
Nobody.
Like,
Was it
like he goes to introduce, like, this is North. Like, how many people are like,
Northwest? Get it? We're pretty clever. Their last name's West is a direction.
Have you checked out my new song? It's called Awesome. Speaking of clever.
Is it? And I always wonder about those guys. Like, if he really does take himself that serious, or if he's basically just becoming a parody of himself.
Oh, you wonder if, like, maybe he's doing it just because, like, he's saying, I'll play this being an egotistical, insane person to the hilt
Yeah,
because
because every time I do something, it's like go and talk like over Taylor Swift, my bank account jumps up double.
yeah,
Stuff like that. Like if it's
I could see that. So then, who's really the fools? Are we the fools for making fun of him?
we just gave him some free press, so
We did. Yes, we did.
and that song, I bet all of our listeners are gonna go check it out on YouTube's. Way to go, Richard. It's like a zombie plague.
I've perpetuated the cycle.
You gotta, you don't keep your buddy around that got bit by the zombie. You take him out so
Yeah.
it stops there.
Yeah, now I feel shame.
What are we gonna talk about then?
I don't know. I don't know. See, because I had this Kanye thing, and now I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't talk about Kanye. It's even pulled up on my browser, and I'm like, no, can't do it.
So how'd you find that song? Did you just hear it on the radio, or because your kids aren't into any of that music, right?
My kids thankfully are not. I'm really proud of my oldest daughter because she's very into. I'm not gonna say she's into the type of music that I'm into because it's not really so much that, but she's into. She listens to music for the same reasons I feel like I listen to music. It's to kind of get something out of it, to get, like an emotion out of it, or she's really into like bands and singer-songwriter kind of stuff. And I guess I'm saying I'm proud because it seems like her musical taste is way more sophisticated than I would imagine people her age would have.
It's because I mean, like, especially this day and age, like my sister was even like this. Is that it seems like whatever's on that pop station, that's what they gravitate towards because it's just.
Yeah, I mean she does. Like she'll listen to, pop songs every now and again. But like she's the girl that like wears a Rolling Stones t-shirt and doesn't wear it ironically.
Does she listen to the
She
Stones?
does listen to the Stones. That's what I'm saying. Like she'll wear like these old these old band t-shirts like AC/DC or whatever, or Grateful Dead. And like I said, she doesn't wear them ironically, and that's when I feel proud. That's when I feel proud as a father. Because she's not wearing, like I said, she's not wearing them ironically. She's not wearing them, and then I'm like, do you know who that band is?
She can actually name a few songs. And
She can
sing a few.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I feel like that's like the moments in like as you're raising a kid. It's like okay, like can they ride a bike? That's probably number one.
Okay.
Okay, they can ride a bike. Sweet, they might make it through life. And then like up there at some point, it's like what is their taste in music going to be like?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some people like my dad is only like big into AC/DC, so he wasn't really big into like music as a whole. My mom really. Like I don't think they've really had that like, oh, okay, he's actually listening to music for reasons.
Right.
But if I ever have kids, that's what I'm gonna look for. Is like, oh, please don't listen to like Justin.
Does that make us shallow as people that like, that we just want our kids to have decent taste in entertainment?
Well, it's I want.
Because I did the same thing with like movies and television with her too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was very proud because she was like, it was one of her proudest moments with me. She we were at I think we were at a video store, or we were standing in front of a kiosk or something. She was looking for a movie. There was a movie that she wanted to watch, and she picked out this movie called Perks of Being a Wallflower. And she's like, you should watch this with me. And I'm like, it seems like not really. Yeah. I was like, this seems like kind of a your movie, not really so much my movie. Because like this is a girl that like she used to watch a lot of like Disney Channel shows and like that, and she's like, no, we should. She's like, you should watch it. And I'm like, well, I was like, if you have it on, I was like, and I'm around, I might watch it. So she had it on, and it was about like maybe 20 minutes in, and I stopped because there was a point in the movie where they're reenacting scenes from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And she was like, she's like, I she didn't know what that was. And so I kind of like, give the like, and she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, is that, but we kind of sat and talked about that for a minute. And then while that was going on, the movie was going on. So I was kind of like watching that and talking to her and whatever. And it actually wasn't a terrible movie. And she was so proud of herself because she's like, what'd you think? I was like, oh, it was okay. That wasn't bad.
That's a huge moment. Like I know, like there's like times I would like show my dad, like, oh, dude, Dad, I really, really like this song. Can you listen to it? And you try to find that one time where he's like, yeah, it's not too bad, or like, that's a pretty good song, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, we've connected. Because, like, AC/DC, I enjoyed it. Be like, yeah, I really like AC/DC. And, like, what do you think of my songs, Dad? It's like, they suck and they're terrible. I don't know if I want to call you my son.
Get out.
But, Dad, it's in sync. They speak to me.
Who hates 98 Degrees? Who? Tell me who.
Bye, Dad.
They're going to be big someday. But yeah, I come to think of it, like, yeah, I kind of did the same thing with my father. Like, I was like, oh, you should check this out. You should check this out. But my dad always seemed to really like. I had a lot of those moments with him where, like, I was like, oh, check out this comic book, or look at, check out this show, or like he always seemed really not necessarily like into what I was doing, and not really in it so much in a nosy way, but he always seemed like
Like interested.
he always seemed interested. And not, like I said, not in a nosy way, but in a like, hey, what you're watching, what you're listening to, that all sounds decent. Sounds pretty good. So yeah, I had a lot of those moments with my father. Not really so much mom. Mom like Barry Manilow.
Huh.
Made me play it on 8-track. There you
Okay.
go. That's how you date yourself. Play it on Barry Manilow on 8-track. And I remember they always had all these great 8-tracks. It was like Kiss and Queen. And she's like, put in Barry Manilow. And I'm like, damn it.
Funny. Yeah, I always try to figure out where, like, so I'm really big in movies, comics and music like that, but like my parents aren't really into that stuff because I never really know where I got that like drive from for that
Mhm.
stuff. It's usually like whenever you talk about like your parents were into that kind of stuff, it sounds like at least a little bit. Your
Yeah,
dad
it seemed like
was.
a little bit. Honestly, it seemed like they kind of like, it's almost like they kind of toned it down because they're like, oh, we're parents, so we can't listen to Queen anymore.
Is that what it is?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I didn't really like I don't think I felt that way when I became a parent. I didn't feel the need to like censor myself. I mean, of course, like if the kids are around and I'm going to watch something or whatever. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I obviously like I make sure my kids don't watch like full frontal nudity or like they're asleep when I watch Scanamax or
Yeah.
other things. Girl and horse. But I mean, in general, when it comes, if it's just thematic material or something like that, I mean, I don't really shy them away from it. No, I don't.
Yeah, I just try to think because, like, my parents. I mean, I guess my mom, like, I think it was more of a hoarding thing, but she loved to buy movies.
Uh huh.
Do you remember those the Columbia House,
Oh, we get like 12 VHS for
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 a
a
penny
penny.
each, but then you have to buy 12 for the next year at $75 a piece. It's such a great deal.
What could go wrong?
So I mean, she bought a lot of movies, and maybe that's where it came from. Is just like seeing all these movies come in, and that's where I got interested. Like she was just buying them to have them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was actually watching them. Maybe that's what did it.
My dad did it with my sisters too. Like I remember my sisters when they were kind of like tweenish age, they watched Empire Records, and my dad was like, "This movie's great." It's like, "This movie's awesome." I don't know if have you ever seen Empire Records?
I've seen bits and
Good
pieces
movie.
of it.
It's actually I bought it. I bought it, and my kids, well, yeah, my oldest watched it and she liked it. I think that was the thing, is like I always like would I always like, have movies or music or whatever. I'm like, Kylie, you should listen to this. You should listen to this. You should listen to this. Ooh, watch this with me. Oh, this part's cool. And I think it was interesting for her to have that moment where she's like, you should watch this. This is cool.
Dad thinks it's cool, so
Yeah.
is that so? Do you think that's just kind of like our generation of like maybe our parents were kind of that last bit of like it's like, well, we're the parents, you're the kid, so there's a barrier. And we're kind of more of a generation where it's like, well, there is a barrier, but we're allowed to share the things that we enjoy and try to have more
Hmm.
connection.
Maybe. And all I mean, I don't know. I think it's like parenting. It varies from person to person. I mean, for me, I mean, obviously I'm not one of those parents that tries to be like my kid's best friend.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But I will say that like I will put I like that she's interested in things that I'm interested in, and I try not to totally steer her towards it, but I do to a degree. But she seems fine with it, so nah nah nah.
But if she came home and did enjoy Justin Bieber, I mean, you might make fun of her for it, but
I do. She did at one point,
yeah,
and
that's
I
right,
did.
she did,
She
didn't she?
did.
Okay.
She did like Justin Bieber, and I did. Because I am one of those parents that incessantly mocks all of their kids.
You don't understand, Dad. I'm a believer. Dad, let me back in. It's
She'll
cold.
swear all that off now, like it never happened. It's like this black page in her history.
Well, I think we talked about, like, when you were, like, 11, 12, 13, like, what you listen to, like, the same kind of music you do now, right? Or do you have something that's the black page?
I think
in
we
your history?
well, I don't know. Honestly, I would say I was weird in the sense that like as I got older or as I'm getting older, I find myself going back to kind of more poppy music from like the 90s or the 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh, I like this now."
There's a few emo bands from, like, the late, like, 2005, 2004 time frame. I'm like, this music actually isn't that bad.
Well, seem like my thing is like when it was quote unquote cool, I felt like I had to hate it because I'm like, I'm such a nonconformist,
Yeah.
you know? But then when I got older and stopped giving a shit, then I'm like, oh, I guess it was okay.
Conformist.
I have to, you know, and I can't justify it. I'm just like, you know, I didn't like it then because it was cool.
I feel like that's what brought us together because we're both kind of that.
But I do it to my.
It's your kid. Don't be a conformist.
Don't be a conformist.
Because in 10 years you'll enjoy it, but you'll miss the
Like it
boat.
later.
There's always time in the future.
But it's so sad because like things that I, you know, listen to or whatever, like I feel like I like them privately. Like I almost don't want to share because I feel like people will find me out.
They'll be like, listen, didn't you like make fun of this 5 years ago?
Didn't you make fun of Britney Spears like 10 years ago? I'm like, well, the one song's okay, I guess.
Quit tearing up my heart about it,
You're
man.
such a conformist. I'm like, oh, he's right.
Well, not now because everybody hates it, but you don't. So you're not a conformist.
Maybe that's it. I have to wait for things to become uncool in order for me to like them.
I don't know why you guys don't think this is cool. I mean, it's not bad now. It aged well like wine.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah, I don't know what brings it up. Like there's some kids that are like, I'm just gonna like everything that's popular so I can fit in with the crowd, and like you just like I fought against that. Like I'm swimming upstream or whatever. It's like I'm not gonna like this shit. I'm gonna like bands that you've never heard of.
Right.
And then when they become popular,
I'm gonna be
they hate 'em.
edgy and
What's
it's gonna
up?
be an awesome way to get girls. I'm gonna be like, have you ever heard of some band that like had 4 gigs and then broke up? No. Well, I have.
Want to make out? No.
Oh.
You heard of Backstreet Boys? Got their album.
It's in the back.
Oh man, I don't know what kind of makes people like go for that.
Maybe that's
nonconformity.
yeah. I don't know. In my case, it was. I felt this like pressing need to be different because I felt like that's how I felt this pressing need to not really so much be different, but be an individual. And I don't know what that stems from. I'm sure a therapist would tell me things that I wouldn't want to hear.
Like, tell me about your mother. No, there's this one time
Hey,
we
hello.
went to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Said, "Mom,
Ah, werewolves. Werewolves at night, ladies.
I think my moment when that happened is,
And that's why I like women with horses.
It kind of brings it around. What is it doing, I think my moment where I kind of like, because when I was like in 8th grade, that's when the big Eminem album came out.
Okay.
And so like all the guys in my class like, oh, this is the dopest thing ever, Slim Shady. I'm like Slim Shady, Detroit gangster, and we're from the Midwest,
Right.
Like, closest ghetto is Detroit, which is thousands of miles away. But one kid got the album at like midnight, and he was showing it off in class, and he was passing around to everybody. And I was like, "Hey, can I look at the cover? Because I like looking at those album covers."
Okay.
And didn't let me really see it. And I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll just go buy it myself." And so I went in, bought it, listened to it, hated the album. I was like, "This doesn't speak to me at all."
Yeah.
And so I think that was the moment. It's like, if anybody likes anything, I'm gonna instantly just hate it because I wasted
That's stupid.
I wasted my
that was
$12
the
on
other
this.
thing is you wanted that's stupid.
You should
What's
listen.
this? This is stupid.
You should listen to this. Don't listen to it though, because now everybody listens to it.
You listen to it, and then everybody listens to it, and then it'll be stupid.
Oh,
You want to make out? No. You like Backstreet Boys?
All right. Well,
I wonder if that would have worked. Because I didn't think to go that tact. Maybe that's why I didn't get to make out with a lot of girls in high school. Maybe I should have gone with that tactic. Been like, you like this? No. You like Backstreet Boys?
Love Backstreet Boys.
Want to make out? Sure. Oh my God.
I wish I could think of more Backstreet Boys songs. There's probably some lyrics that would fit in this.
Somewhere. I bet it fit in better than Baby, You're Awesome. You're so awesome. Oh my God. I'm going to cook you dinner.
You're going to be my dessert.
Terrible.
Oh, man. I love it. All right. Well, you want to throw any Richard's closing thoughts before we close her out?
I just like Kanye. But see, now I feel like I have to like Kanye because
not yet. Everybody still enjoys him to an extent.
No. Now it's almost the cool thing to make fun of him. So now I feel like I should support him.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm a nonconformist.
Next week's episode dedicated to Kanye West.
And 2 weeks later, I'll be like, fuck Kanye. Kanye West, ironically uncool yet?
All right. Well, I'll do a little housekeeping. If you want to go to our website, we're at languageofbromance.com. We're on Twitter at languageofbro. Shoot us an email at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook and leave us a comment and subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher.
It's radio. Also,
we are on
the
Pod
Bros
Network. This is why you do shit live.
Yeah. Because we finish each other's
sentences.
Yes!
It's the greatest podcast site
ever.
Damn it. Now. We'll edit that in post.
We'll totally make it sound like we're in the same room.
All right. Well, anything else before we close her out?
No.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Sean.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver. Hey, you know what? Baby, you're awesome.
Oh, God. See, I was waiting for Eat the Beaver and then interspecies erotica.